2019 in Delco, what a year. We had bears, breeches, and brackets. Short videos sell the best, so we're going to get through this. We're going to go pew-pew, year in review. Brought to you by the McGee Hospitality Group. What's that? Tumble In, John Morton's, Marty McGee's. If you can't have a good fun at any one of those three, well, then get the hell out of the county. January started off with a little Eagles action. Some good luck as Cody Parkey went double doink and helped the Birds move on to the Saints. It didn't work out well. But also in January, we had Big Al's birthday. And what did he get for it? He got the first of the year, a nice little 18-wheeler stuck under the 420 overpass. That's going to be a theme you're going to hear about in the next couple minutes as well, a couple more times. We drew the Ragingly Delco map where we heat mapped and color-coded which ones are more Delco, which ones are Delaware County, and all the little land disputes in between. We had Aunt Mary Pat on here, one of the greatest guests, and she's still going strong. She's taking over the world by storm. You're going to see a lot of that in 2020. February. The month of love, the shortest month, one of the most Delco months. We learned the bad news that Barnaby's Ridley was closing, but guess what? We weren't going to let that happen in vain. We offered multiple trades, some of it legal, some of it illegal, some of it up for dispute in the courts still. They did not, spoiler alert, they didn't give it to us, but you can check out the map and the little blueprint we were going to do for it. It's pretty rad. We told some Valentine's Day love stories, including some PFAs, some restraining orders, and just some nice date spots for the county. We had an open house here, and we tried to be a real business, and it almost worked. We were feeding meters all day. They will ticket the shit out of you here in Ridley Park. We also had a nice little episode with the Philly cheesesteak guys where we discussed some of the finer steak sandwiches in this good old county. We spent most of March blacked out from St. Patrick's Day and related associated days. We also decided to, since we did not have a wing bowl this year, we had our own flats versus drums, and Delco Jesus got his ass beat, but in the end, he just wanted free food. And the wing bowl is not just chicken related. We also had the Lou Turks staff in here to celebrate their 50th anniversary, which they think it's 50 years. They're not quite sure when it opened, but they were just going with it. It's a party of a lifetime, celebrating that half a century in business. One of our main things is the March Madness bracket, and we decided to resurrect the Most Delco Town bracket. Kick that off. That started some fights, broke up some families, and that soared right on into April. But we also learned that an institution out here on the south side of the county, Charlie's, was not closing but moving. And usually when you hear that, that's bad news. But luckily, it literally moved about 6 blocks away. April showers bring May Delco. We started out with some heroics by some Ridley Park Police Department officers. Mike Hanley and Jason Golden literally pulling elderly people out of burning buildings. And to stick with that theme, we decided to celebrate by having a Carolina Reaper pickle eating contest, and that destroyed some buttholes. But speaking of destroying buttholes, the whole county was up in arms by the final rounds of the Most Delco Town bracket, which this year ended with Clifton Heights defeating Drexel Hill, a little battle of the same school district. And we weren't alone. Mother Nature, like Ace Ventura, they sent the Del Crow to stalk us the entire time. And apparently the Del Crow either is or related to or is the nemesis of Blitz from Essington, learning a lot about the animals in the area. That wasn't the only feuding going on, because the Aston Carnival got shut down because they just like to fight down there. But then now I think about it, every single carnival ever in this county has resulted in a fight. There's just something about a Gravitron being placed in a parking lot that just makes you just want to jump someone. We also learned a lot about the weather out here because we got hit by a 3 a.m. tornado that woke us all up with some nice little middle-of-the-night warnings, and everyone just, lost a little bit of sleep after an episode of Game of Thrones. Nothing gets us giddy in May like making all 128 bars in this county go against each other for the coveted title of Most Delco Bar. Last year, Dolan's won, and guess what? This year, Dolan's also won. Last year, Dolan's almost got DQ'd for buying votes. This year, they won because Marty McGee's got DQ'd for buying votes. we learned that there's going to be a movie made about the Westchester Pike area of Upper Darby and all the nice little bars there. So there's a nice little tie-in for you. We learned that it's Delco Jesus' actual birthday and that he's not actually the Son of God. Mr. Rogers on May 23rd got his state holiday, a.k.a. the second best state holiday besides upcoming next month in June. That's all I got from May. June is the 6th month, a.k.a. 6-1. Oh, yeah! Delco Day 4 happened on the 1st, and we just crammed everyone into Prospect Park and raised $15,000 for Headstrong Foundation, the greatest charity in this county right now. If you don't know who they are, I don't even know why you liked us. But that's not the official state holiday of Delco Day. That would be June 10th, 610. So what do? We had like 30 points where we tried to live the most Delco Day. And myself and Carrie Kennedy went out there and went to every single one of them and literally lived the greatest Delco Day from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Saw every side of this county that matters. Fuck you, western part of the county. You're basically Chester County still. But we can't just say that we own a whole month because we don't. Because we did an episode about the Delco of yesteryear. Everyone remembers where they were growing up. If I hear one more time, oh my God, that place used to be a movie theater. Oh, you know what? That was a bowling alley. We know they were. But you know what? It was your episode to call in and tell us about that. We also had a massive bug infestation hit Upper Darby. Why? I assumed that they smelled it was Hoagie Fest. Fuck you, Wawa. Speaking of Wawa, in July, they went and became the official hoagie of the Baltimore Ravens. Well, guess what? They're doing well this year, and they're doing well with Lamar Jackson, which was the Eagles pick. And I'm pretty sure that in exchange for that pick, they should give us more Royal Farms so we can get some fried chicken late night. That was not the only thing that happened in July. We started a civil war, basically, within the county of White Claws versus the God Supreme Natter Days. That did not end well. There was multiple casualties. It was tough. We wrote an episode where we rewrote Delco history. Did you know that George Washington got syphilis on Baltimore Pike? It happened. You can ask anyone about it. We had the Headstrong golf outing where, I'm just saying, I might have been on the winning team. But everyone won that day. $50,000 raised for Headstrong again. What a great day. It poured rain that day, and that wasn't the only thing that happened. There was another incident under the underpass of 420 that might have involved, I don't know if you've seen it, but oh no, not a Mercedes. We learned that we can sleep on Delco time. If you literally set your clock to 6 hours, 10 minutes a night, you will feel the most Delco in the morning. There was a kid from the area that ended up on SportsCenter for doing a creative slide in baseball. We also hosted the final fireworks at Clifton Field before it becomes a school. Ew, why are they going to build a school? Education's for losers. August, the hottest month of the year. The Headstrong golf outing wasn't the only thing, because in Delco, sometimes people aren't up to the professional level. So we decided to hold the Delco Masters for a little bit of charity action. That was at putt-putt, and it ended in a shootout with a 36-36 tie. That's literally 2 shots, a hole for the entire round. That was great. The after party was great. And then we decided to celebrate by having an episode where we searched the internet for any porn that might have come out of Delco. A great tie-in and a great grown-up thing to do. We found it. You can check out the episode. $1 million Scratchy was sold in Wayne because apparently they don't have enough money already. A second Civil War, Delco War II, broke out as Tom's Dim Sum and Tom's Dim Sum Mania decided to start battling as neighbors in media. That's an interesting story. Did you know the Slinky's from here? You should have. And if you don't, you do now. And it was National Slinky Day, and they got a little historic marker over there in Clifton Heights. We covered what it's like to experience jury duty in this county and all the little nuances, all the nice little things, all the rich, fancy smells our courthouse has, and all the ways you can make $11 for losing a day of work. Wawa was named the top food in Pennsylvania because there was only 2 things it could compete against, and I assume that's like being the tallest little person, Don't know. Some kids from Chester decided to do their best boys to men impression and stole the hearts of the tri-state area. And yeah, that would be. Oh, wait a minute. Upper Darby High School kicked off their class of 2019 into 2020 with some fireworks as we got a pregnant teen kicked in the stomach, and then followed up with a nice little riot in front of Severa's. Stay classy. September was a grab bag of good and bad news as we learned that all the Kmarts in the area were closing. I'm not sure if anyone was going there, but it still breaks our hearts. We also learned that one of the kids we've been working with, the charity, Victory for Vincent, decided to go and beat cancer like a little badass. Headstrong Foundation had their 5K, did not participate in it because most of us are really fat, but good for them. We did the tour at Delco where we drove around and just checked up on our loyal fans. We went to the Clifton Heights Wawa and met some of the people in the lawn chairs outside. Did you know that almost all of them are veterans and they're praised by the community for keeping some like riffraff out of that area? It's awesome. We also learned that Jocelyn's was closing and their last night was going to be the night before Thanksgiving, and they had a big send-off with Monkey Bus. And it's disappointing. I mean, it's heartbreaking to know that no one will fall down those stairs again and end up going in and getting some ice cream underneath. We wrote an episode about Delco Fairy Tales. If you want to laugh a little bit and just feel really weird about yourself, I would suggest checking that out. Delco on September 26th. Remember that day, September 26th. That is Delaware County, Pennsylvania's birthday. And she's 230 years old, and she doesn't look a day over, I don't know, a day over 230. A judge in this area created a little monument called #Visit Delco, a little sign you're supposed to take pictures with. They will not let us borrow it and give it a couch dance at Lou Turk's. Find us, contact us. We want to party with that sign. October brought us the greatest news, the return of the McRib at participating locations. That set the Delco Restaurant Review on fire, to the point that we had our own custom episode where we went to Wolf Superior Sandwiches and just recreated their menu with Delco-based food. Ridley announced that you can now get a Ridley Park license plate just in case you weren't a big enough loser already. On October 15th, write that down, mark it down. We're going to celebrate every year. We didn't just get one. We got two trucks stuck under the 420 overpass. It was inspirational. We had a mumps outbreak in the southeast of the county because mump it up. Delco Live itself got to announce a football game between Clifton Heights and Prospect Park and the Termites. We were better than Chris Consworth and Al Michaels at this time. We hosted Bark at the Park down at Rose Tree Park, helping out the Providence Animal Center. Let me tell you something. Everyone who works there, attractive. They are all attractive. I had no idea why they booked us three ogres. Giant in Alden, apparently a community staple. Ronnie got fired. That didn't last long. Delco didn't let that last long. She was rehired hours later after Delco Live got their paws on it, and this whole county just rallied together, and she's still there selling those pretzels for Children's Hospital. November, double your pleasure, double your fun. We got two more trucks stuck under the 420 overpass, and our own Delco Jesus decided to have a hoot with it, dress up like our Lord and Savior, and go out there and hold a sign that said, what did it say, Delco Jesus?
It said, I'll take the wheel, but I won't drive under the 420.
Oh, that's right. It sent a message, and that got a little attention. That got on some Fox News. That was right after I personally was on an episode of Philly Feud for some Philly sports trivia and got my ass beat representing the Catholic League of Delaware County by the Public League of Delaware County. 10 of us started a weight loss competition that actually ended with some pretty good results for some people, but most of us are still pretty fat. Bona Cucina closed because, there's always a great sentence to lead into after a diet is that a fucking pasta place closed. We had Election Day where Delco went blue. Then we went to the after party. And guess what? They were very nice to us. It was in Swarthmore. And that, basically says everything. We had Delco Chernobyl, too. We had a smell. The news literally reported that Marcus Hook had a bad smell about it. Holy shit. Breaking news. What's the next you're going to tell me? Don't drink the Darby Creek water? That's actually a bad tie-in because we also learned that Norwood had a little bit of a fucking pollution problem. Covered that, but that one's not funny, so we're not going to bring it up. There was a lacrosse tournament for Headstrong. That was pretty rad. Delco Jesus decided to drop Grand Theft Auto Delco, one of the greatest web series ever put together. You know that November 9th is National Scrapple Day? And guess what? Scrapple is from Middletown Township Media, Pennsylvania. So anytime someone's to get all cool, you're like, oh, Philly, we got Scrapple, like, fuck New Jersey and pork roll. You can say, it's from Delco, motherfucker. Ah! Batman the Cat was stolen in Brookhaven, and guess what? Batman the Cat was returned in Brookhaven because that's Delco justice, just like Ronnie at Giant. And that's not all that happened in November. We were blessed by a gift from the woods. We were blessed with the appearance of Barnaby, the Delco Bear, who just crossed the county and stole hearts. And when he was chased down to Delaware and that stupid first state and their cheap taxes and their DuPont chemicals wouldn't return him, I swear to God, this country's going to be divided when all's said and done. We want you back, Barnaby. What a year. Why wouldn't we finish out the year pretty strong? We decided to come in with one of the greatest ideas of Delco Jeopardy and had 3 people who thought they knew this county real well. And they came in and they flexed some muscle and they flexed some more muscle. And they decided to put their wits against each other in a challenge at Delco Jeopardy. And let me tell you something. It was not for the faint of heart, and it's not the last time we're going to do it. That got a little bit of attention, got on some little Delco Times action. We decided to write a controversial thing about gunshots or fireworks, because if you belong to any community page, you're going to know that anytime there's a loud noise, it's gunshot or fireworks. I don't know, Radner. Which one do you think it is? It's the 4th of July. Wawa decided to have a nice little data breach action and put us all at risk. So check your debit cards, check your MasterCards. They're coming after you. We threw out a controversial ranking of the Walmarts and which one was the Walmartiest in this county. And that's caused a little bit of a stir. We went to go investigate, and guess what? Walmart decided to clean up themselves for the first time ever, and it was stupid, and it broke our hearts. So we also learned news of the Columbus Club closing. It's as an after-hours place. I'm heartbroken, but also feel like I beat a deadly disease. Let's not forget that the greatest headline ever written about Delaware County, which, by the way, sums up this whole thing, is local meth head at halfway house in Upper Darby orders uranium to pose with it on Facebook. You can't get more Delco than that. That's 2019. Keeping you Delco, and just stay 610. Happy 2020.